All right, shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise and glories to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Harakah HaKadosh, and double honors to elder apostles, elder bishops of great millstone, where there's truth from, and peace and salutations, hopeful elect. Wherever you may be in the forms of the earth, I'm the brother Kwam Kabar, come back with another lesson to edify the body. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, the house of David, and Lord Julian's edifying video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Harakah HaKadosh. We say Brakathia Howell, Barakathia Hawashai, Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Hawashai, Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Hawashai. All blessings and glory to Heavenly Father, Abba Nawi Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Harakah HaKadosh. And once again, I'm the brother Kwam Gabar, come back with another lesson to edify the body. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, the house of David, Lord's willing, is edifying through the spirit. Just real quick in spirit, man, just thinking about the Wadi Bahashim Yahushai. We're entering, we're in the Passover season. We're always in the atonement season. We're always, we're atoning for our sins every day. We're in Passover season. The Wadi Bahashim Yahushai, doesn't matter what day it is. We're always, Lord willing, passes us over. We are fully persuaded. You got to be fully persuaded in your own mind that Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is the existing one. There's only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. He the deliverer, the deliverer. And I was just thinking about how bad it's gonna get, man. These people have no idea how bad it's gonna get. They have no fucking clue. But we know. The Wadi Bahashim Yahushai, Lord willing, to the end that you keep your light upon us, Lord. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Let me just jump into it. This is Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. The days are evil. It's not going to go right back to what it once was. It's not going to go back to yesterday, which is the 28th or 27th. February, January, December 25, this thing is moving forward. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is coming to bring forth his instrument for destruction, right? Which is, especially, what I'm referring to. What we're referring to is the C-hip, the micro C-hip. Everything is gearing up for the manifestation, of the chip. The chip is about to be mandated pretty soon. We can see it clear as day. Because the Lord is revealed his secrets to the servants of prophets and the elder apostles that are Bishop Great Millstone has told us this truth, this 100% truth. They have not shunned they have not shunned us the gospel. They told us the whole truth, but nothing but the truth. Can you handle the truth? Lord willing, I can handle the truth until the end. It says, see then ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. We know what that word evil means. It means bad times. People have no idea that bad times is right. They can feel something, but they don't know how to prepare for it, because they weren't given the preparation, to go through the gauntlet of evils. That's why wisdom and knowledge shall be the spirit of thy times. You see? And Lord willing, we have that to this day, Lord willing, to the end. It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. And be not drunken with wine, wherein is excess. Don't be overly drunk. Don't be overly, at this time we should know, our limit. If have one shot a day, one drink a day, 2 glasses of wine, we know it's not going to give it, put us over the edge. Because we're all, we got to, even though we're drinking wine, right? But we're still in the spirit. You see? We know what's going on. It's not clogging our senses, our memory, not to know what time we're living in. It says, and be not drunken with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. The Harakah Kadash, the Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Harakah Kadash, speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your hearts unto the. We are, thank the Lord that we have this truth in earthen vessels. That the Lord is making us ready. Making us ready for the battle. You see? The battle to come like never before. We don't know what it's going to, we read about it, we know about it, but we don't know how it's going to go down. But the Lord's going to, he's preparing us. He's preparing us so we know what, and he's preparing us to what? Call upon the name of the Lord, the strong tower, and the righteous run into it and is safe. Right? The safe house. You see? Giving thanks and always, says, and giving thanks for always unto Yahweh and to the Father in the name of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. You see? The water Yahweh Shai Shai for them. For this gift. You see? So let's go to Matthew 24, verse 3. Right? And he sat upon the mount, of Olives. The disciples came unto him, privately saying, tell us when these things shall be, and what shall be the sign of that coming, and the end of the world. We know Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning that followeth. We know that we got next forever, eternally. And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, the anointed. That's what Christ means in the Greek. Hamashiach. Right? Anointed. And shall deceive many. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. Why? Because the MOTB has to be mandated before World War III cracks off fully. And it's going to crack off for the controversy of Zion. That's why this whole thing is being brewed up for the controversy of Zion, the true Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. That's why Jacob's trouble is at the door. For nations shall rise against nations, and kingdom against kingdoms, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. That's why, man, here in California, there's earthquakes every day. Right? There's just silent ones, big ones, mediate, even though you don't feel them, they're going off. But there's earthquakes all over the world going off. That's sounding the alarm to get our house in order before the Lord returns. But the Lord gave us what? The ability to see, the ability to hear, the ability to comprehend, the ability to have faith in Him and only Him, and put off the gods, right? We put off these gods, because Yahweh, the first commandments, have no God before Yahweh. Put no God before Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Before Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. You see? And all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? Uproars of the people in the world. It's coming. They're at the brink of crashing out. Because, everyone's about to crash out. Because, they're seeing their beloved government, right? Their beloved government do nothing for them. And the prophets have told you. Start with the elder apostles, elder bishop of Great Millstone, and the men before them. So everyone cannot say they did not hear the word of the Lord. They can't say that. They're a fool. Right? So this is second Ezra 16 in the GNTD, and I've been bringing this out a lot in my videos. That this thing is getting these people they're about to crack off. You see? Let me read it. And this is verse 18. Troubles will come, and many people will groan. Famine will come, and many people will die. Wars will come, and the world powers will tremble. Everyone's going to tremble, especially the elites, the central bankers, because they're the ones that are behind everything, right? They created this thing through the left hand of Yahweh Bashemel Shai, which the spiritual demon Satan, right? Because they get their spirits on the left hand side to bring forth what we're living today. What we're seeing today, there's no new thing under the sun, right? The Chaldeans, the warlocks, the witches, they're the same ones back then are today. You see? It says, disasters will come and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come? Famine, epidemics, troubles, and sufferings are sent to punish and correct people. It's meant to correct you and punish you for your wickedness. This is why it's coming. This is not a coincidence. It's all orchestrated by Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai through the left hand. Through his left hand, which is the sword. Esau, Edom. Right? But, and despite all these, they will not turn from their way, from their sins. You see? 2/3 is not going to turn from their sins. They're going to die in their sins because that's the transgression of the law. What is sin? Transgression of the law. Who was the law given to? The Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, the time has come when food will be so cheap that people will think a time of peace, even though you're able to go buy the food, even though it costs, it's hyperinflation, even though you're able to still buy it because you have assets, you have means to buy them. But when you don't have the means to buy them, what happens? You're going to turn into a raging animal, a raging bull, a killer, a murderer, to get because the lack thereof. You see? But then disasters will spring everywhere.